Hey guys, JP Guy here playing some more Banjo-Kazooie. We are right where we left off last time because I wanted to show you something real quick. In the last episode you saw that I turned into a termite that is not permanent, and if we leave the level, in reality a little bit past the level that we get the transformation from, we lose it. So we are back to being Banjo-Kazooie. We didn't have to go back to Mumbo, change it all, which is really nice. What we want to do is talk to Bottles here, and he's going to explain how the note doors work. So this one, you can see pretty simply, it says 50 on the door. We need at least 50 notes. One of the big differences between the Xbox 360 version and the N64 version is that in the N64 version you originally had to collect the notes in one go. It would not actually save the exact notes you collected. It would instead kind of keep a high score of the most notes you collected at one time. They made it a little bit easier and more convenient. Right here, we have Gruntilda's sister, Gruntilda, and she tells you these weird facts about Gruntilda, but we actually need to know them for the end of the game. So while it seems a little bit odd that she tells you, this is actually super important to know. Grunty brushes her rotten teeth with tuna ice cream flavored toothpaste. It's kind of odd, because isn't ice cream already flavored anyways? She also washes her hair with rancid milk. Yuck. And she gets her clothes from the trash can. So essentially she tells us these random facts about Gruntilda. It's randomized every time we play. There's no way to know what the right answer is unless you talk to Gruntilda. And Gruntilda's all over the lair, so we'll talk to her a lot. Normally what they'd expect you to do is to write down all of the answers that Gruntilda gives you. But I think it's nice and convenient that I'm recording this so I can go back and just kind of watch a couple of conversations with her. Before we head to the level, we want to head into here. We got a little bit of a warping mechanic here. There's a bunch of cauldrons around the lair, and if you find two of the same color as this pot's telling me, then you can warp between the two, which is pretty nice. That one out of all of the cauldrons and its pair is probably the most useful one. And very far later into the game I'll get into why. But this is where we want to head. We're going to go ahead and head straight into Treasure Trove Cove. This is the entrance right here. We just opened up this treasure chest and that's the entrance to the level. We just jump right into the chest and that warps us to the next level. Here we are. This Bottles is going to tell us that there is 2 moves that we can learn here as well. Before we go anywhere else, I want to get this Jinjo. But as you notice, there's this terrifying shark that comes after you, which actually isn't that bad. But as a kid, Snacker terrified me tremendously. My fear of sharks largely stems from this game. Here we have some crab enemies. If you ground pound them, then you'll actually get 2 pieces of health instead of 1. So that's a nice little trick. Of course, this is an old game. Maybe giving facts isn't always useful, but just in case you guys play the game, it's always a good idea to ground pound them instead. Now that clam thing down there is really annoying. It eats all your feathers and stuff. Like every time you get hit, not only do you lose health, but you also lose your feathers as well. But Bottles is going to teach us how to use these shock jump pads here. Oh, I guess it's shock jump disc. But we step on here and we can jump super high, and we can get a Mumbo token. Let's go ahead and head this way. in addition to being able to jump straight off, you can also jump off the pad to get a little bit more horizontal distance. We almost got hit by that clam, which is a good thing we didn't. Go ahead and grab this Ginger. We should have come this way later. I don't really want to do the jump. Oh, but I messed it up. Hold on a sec, guys. Okay, guys, we're back up here again. Let's try not to fall down this time. Here's a couple notes. I wanted to be all cool and not use the shock jump pads, but I think it's still the best course of action. As you've noticed, we're collecting some feathers, which will be used for the other move we collect in this level. Wow, camera angle's going crazy. One thing about old platformers, I'm hoping that with Yooka-Laylee and platformers in the future, they can kind of fix kind of some of the issues that platformers had in the past. Once again, I tried to do a talent trot and it didn't work. I realized that I didn't want to fall down. That was kind of silly of me. I wanted to go... Actually, I don't know if I want to go over there yet. And this clam can jump up the boxes. That's really fun. Glad they can do that. And I fell. I'm just getting really distracted. Unlike Mumbo's Mountain, this area is a lot more open, and so there's a lot of different directions that I can take. Let's go ahead and deal with this giant crab guy. And I got another crab behind me that's gonna cheap shot me once I'm done with this little conversation. Oh, he's kind of slowly walking away, so I might do just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and crash him in the face. One of those little patient things where you have to wait for the opening and go for his face. I remember this was really hard for me as a kid. I almost got hit right there, but we managed to hit him before he got hit us. Before he hit us. Once again, I want to do that move over and over again instead of the talent trot. Let's not get hit by crabs, that would be nice. And grab the Jiggy. I'm getting a cutscene, and we're going to be cheap shotted out of the cutscene. Yep, just like I thought. The moment I got healed, I got hit again. But we have plenty of honeycomb pieces to heal us up. A pretty interior of the shell. You know, in reality, the shell would be a lot grosser. But it's a pretty low area. Let's go ahead and grab this Mumbo token. And I believe on top of that, there is an empty honeycomb piece over in that corner. Now I don't know if we want to swim over there or if we want to just fall from the top. I think we're going to fall from the top because that way we have less time to have to deal with Snacker, the... not to say the dragon. Snacker, the gosh dang shark. This little fun chest has some teeth, so if we are not precise in our jump, then we'll end up getting blown up. I also want to swim down here without grabbing too much of the attention of this bomb, so we can grab ourselves another Mumbo token. Now, not every stage has a transformation, but the amount of Mumbo tokens we need per transformation is going to ramp up a lot. First level we needed 5, but every time it increases by 5. So by the time we reach the next level, which is the 4th level, we're going to need 10 Mumbo tokens, and then it's going to go even more. We're going to need 15 after that, and then 20, and then 25. So we're going to need a lot of Mumbo tokens. It's really good to collect them early on. Went and got this ginger right here. That's our second one, I believe. Then, similar to the other lake, we want to swim down here to grab ourselves another Jiggy. So that's number 3 for this level. Doing pretty good on time. I'm thinking since the structure of Banjo-Kazooie levels are a little bit different than Super Mario 64, I think I might make these episodes a little bit longer. Maybe go for a 20-minute episode instead of a 15-minute episode like I did for Super Mario 64. I don't know if I'll be able to release this in time before the Super Mario 64 series is over. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case. Either way, I think it would be good to kind of space the episodes. What am I saying? I wanted to say it would be good for me to have a little bit longer episodes so I can get a little bit more done. But that chest had 2 more Mumbo tokens, so we're doing really good. Instead of making the long haul over to this way, I'm gonna go ahead and make a little shortcut jump right here. Now, as a kid, because I was so terrified of Snacker, once I grabbed this Jiggy, I usually flew to it, and then I would save and quit the game, and this would be the last Jiggy I got. But I'm a little less paranoid now. I believe that the honeycomb piece I mentioned earlier is somewhere around here. We're going to go ahead and drop down right here, and hopefully we can avoid Snacker around this corner, because he kind of struggles around the corners. He's still going to get a nip out of me or two. Well, I managed so far to avoid him pretty well. Let's try to make it to shore without getting bit. That'd be nice. I think he's going to get me once. Nope. Guys, we made it without getting hit by Snacker once. That was pretty impressive. Usually I get bit a few times in that part. Looks like we missed some of these notes in the palm trees, so we're going to go ahead and grab those now. Treasure Trove Cove as a level is much bigger than Mumbo's Mountain, so it's really easy to miss a few notes here and there. I think where we want to head to next, we're going to head on that pirate ship, but before we get on top of it, we want to head in this little crevice area. There's going to be some treasure in here, and when we grab the treasure, we can give it to the captain on the ship. He's got kind of a disgusting speech pattern. If you've noticed so far, all the characters, including this treasure, mind you, has these weird little sound effects to imitate their talking, and this captain here has got a really, really lovely sound effect. He's crying right now, but we're gonna hear that sound effect. Before we do that, I'm a little distracted. We're gonna learn how to fly. So now we can use these flight pads so that we can start flying around the level, which is very convenient for this level since it's so big. Now we got all of Treasure Trove Cove moves. Let's go ahead and climb up this pole and grab this Jinjo up here. That puts us at 3 of the 5. We only have 2 left. And we're about halfway through with the notes as well. Let's go ahead and talk. I don't want to talk to him. We'll talk to him in a minute. He'll just be happy instead of sad. But he's sad that he's lost his treasure because his ship got wrecked. It's a pretty bad wreck, too. This Mumbo token, the swimming mechanic and the depth perception is a little bit crazy, but I still managed to collect the Mumbo token there. Let's try to grab more notes. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, that might be the permanent amount of bubbles you have, but it also might be the same length as your actual health count. I'm not entirely sure though, so don't quote me on that. I'm going to pay attention for it when we get another health boost. We're going to go ahead and throw this treasure over here, and now Blubber's going to go from sad to happy. That's his name. I guess I skipped over it, but he's happy. He's going to spend. And much later in the game, we're going to find out what he spent it on. Which guess is the end of the game, but whatever. We still want to get that Mumbo token over there. They have these boxes over here, so you can kind of avoid Snacker as much as possible. He's kind of got this funny spawn, kind of disappears and reappears. So if you just wait on land for a while, he'll disappear. So you have a few more seconds to react. So there we go, he disappeared again. We want to head over this way. I'm not going to wait that long. And you can see over there we have our other honeycomb piece. Let's go ahead and grab that next. Both the honeycomb pieces in this stage make you have to deal with Snacker. Now unfortunately, from this angle, we have to have Snacker coming at us face on. But we still manage to avoid him. That's really nice. We're going to go ahead and head over to this spiral platform over here. Which sadly enough is just as big as Spiral Mountain is. I don't know why they consider it a whole mountain. I guess I'm just from Utah and I'm used to giant mountains and have this silly pride thing because, to be honest, that's like the only thing to be proud of in Utah is our mountains. Other than that, not very impressive area. But we're going to ground pound on that X, and we are going to be put on a little treasure hunt. And since we haven't flown yet, Bottles is going to explain how to go through it. So these feathers are pretty valuable. Every time we need to get some vertical lift, we have to use a whole feather. Let's go ahead and ground pound right there for another clue. And if you catch the drift, we're just going to start flying all over the place. It's kind of unfortunate that I can't change the camera angle while I'm flying. I thought I was able to do that, but I'm not. Before I head that way though, I want to grab these notes that I missed earlier. So I went over that way, but managed to skip over these notes. And actually, we're just going to walk straight over to the next one. That's actually a lot more convenient than I thought it would be. It's kind of nice. Not much backtracking there. We're going to go talk to that buck in a minute once we finish this little treasure hunt. That's where we'll end up next. Like I mentioned before, a lot of the stages in Banjo-Kazooie, it's really easy to get sidetracked. This time, the little treasure thing's telling us we'll never find it because it's a question mark. But it turns out it's just right over there. Now these little X's that I've been ground pounding all this time, they don't appear until you get the first one and you go through sequential order. So you can't skip it at all. You have to start from the beginning and move to the end. But we made him appear. I will try to get him quickly. I'm not doing very good so far, but there we go. And inside him, we have another Jiggy. So we just killed that treasure chest for another Jiggy. That's the one thing about giving inanimate objects eyes, is they become alive. If I can just kill that guy. I don't think the standard roll will kill him. So I usually use eggs to take care of him. That's usually been my strategy. For our next Jiggy, we want to go ahead and head up here. We are getting pretty far into the episode, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end it off right here. Next episode, we'll go ahead and finish Treasure Trove Cove, but we need to wrap it up now. So thanks so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure to give me a like on this page, and also make sure to subscribe so you can get more Banjo-Kazooie and other content I make. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!